Hi everybody, it's David Oates from FinderMonkey and Joanna North Associates. Back with this week's video. What I wanted to talk about this week was it's a question we get asked all the time. Or anybody who works at FinderMonkey or Joanna North Associates, we get asked what we do when we tell people, and people always say, first thing they always say is, wow, what an amazing job. You're so lucky to be able to help people in the way you do, and we absolutely agree. We're really lucky and we're really privileged to help our clients find and contact their lost family and friends. But also the next question that nearly always follows that is, but what if people don't want to be found? It's a great question and it's really valid. But the simple answer to that is we don't force anybody to be in touch. We're there just to ask that question and work with people. But I think there's some people think, well, you shouldn't look or you shouldn't even try, and I would disagree with that. While there are sometimes people who don't want to be found, it's very hard to prejudge what the outcome will be. It makes me think of a case recently we've had where our client was looking for a member of his birth family, and sadly that person had died. But perhaps much more difficult really was that person had been abusive towards their own family. In details I won't go into, but it would be a situation where you would think there is no way that family would, in that situation, want to be in touch with our client because it's such a difficult thing that they've obviously been through. But the response from them has been fantastic. They've been really welcoming, and the kind of reunion has been fantastic. So you never really know what's going to happen. I've also had a couple of cases this week involving adoption, where we've had a client looking for a sibling. That sibling, we've contacted them. They didn't know our client existed because our client was born later. But when I always ask the question when we speak to particularly an adopted person, have you ever thought about looking for your birth family? And this lady said that she had, but she'd always been prevented from doing it for two reasons. One, she didn't want to cause upset or distress to them because she thought she might be a secret. And the other one was she was scared of being rejected herself. So the things that stop people searching sometimes are, it's quite a sad reason really. I think there's two people that would like to be in touch and yet something's stopping that. So I think it's really important to say that we'll always respect people's response and decision, but in terms of should you even look or contact them, I think we've got the right to ask the question, but people have the right to say no, and as long as you come into the process with that kind of outlook, I think that's fine. That's kind of where we stand on these things. But if you've been worried about it, I think as long as you're entering into the process knowing and respecting the other person's position, whatever it might be, even if it's hard to understand, then that's fine. If you go into expecting that person must have contact with you, and they don't, then that's going to be a very difficult outcome. So I think you've got to prepare yourself in the right way before you enter into a search. And part of our job, is to try and help you do that and make sure that we think that your expectations are realistic, and we'll talk to you about that in advance of the contact and things. But yeah, as long as you respect people's feelings and decisions, that's the main thing. So I hope that's been helpful, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.